Hello. I'm getting my camera set up because it didn't want to show me correctly. Hi, by the way. I'm the cat toy lady. Let me just be kind of semi-compulsive and try to get things lined up because, that's what I do. But, oy vey, talk about not... You gotta love live stuff. I just wanted to share with you. I wanted to just be able to come on live. And again, hi, I'm the cat toy lady. I am just going to be making some of the toys that I've already made a video of before. And I'm going to just be talking to you while I'm making toys for donation. As I get it set up right here. Woo! I'll turn my volume down because I don't need the back play. So let me finish getting things with my new table all lined up. Let's see here. Because God knows I can't stand when things are crooked. I blame my grandma. We're almost there. Let's a little. Let's see. Good thing I don't really have anyone in the room yet. I can be compulsive if I want to. All right. Good enough. Woo! Okie dokie. So hello again, everyone. I know people are just now joining us. Just to let you know what I'm doing today. I am making a toy that I've already made before. But I'm doing it live. And I'm doing a lot of them at once, so you can kind of see what I do. These are toys that are going to be donated to rescue groups. I have been contacting the ones that have been suggested to me. And by the way, anywhere in the chat, if you want to be able to leave your favorite rescue group's information, I need to know their name and their city. I will find them and contact them to see if they would be interested in some rescue or in some cat toys to be able to go home and their adoption packets. I think every cat needs their very first toy to go home with to start the collection. So that's what I try to donate. And let's just kind of get everything set up here. It's my favorite time of year. The dollar store has mesh tubing. It's better than at the other stores paying like, God, I think they're almost $6 for one of these. And then you have your coupon of, 50 to 60% off. But that's still like $3 for one of these. Yeah, they're a little bit thicker, like around, but not by much. And they still do the same thing as the ones at the craft store. So I prefer the dollar store. I buy them out. And I do have a couple different toys that you can make with this mesh tubing. So it's not just the one. I do have a fun one that can be worn as a bracelet at festivals too. It's a crinkle toy. It can be taught to drunk people. I can promise you that. It's a little challenging. Teaching preschool kids how to do it who can't tie knots is a little bit easier than teaching intoxicated people at festivals. But it can be done. So let's see. And because my dollar store is now no longer carrying the rods, they're 1/4 inch by 12 inch wooden dowel rods. I picked these up out at Amazon for just about the same price. I think they were $13 for 100 of them, including shipping, so not bad at all. So I am just going to get, with my new table, I have drawers in front of me. You can't see them easily, but I have everything I need now in front of me instead of having to walk off camera all the time. It's so nice. And I even, I gave myself a comb. I'm special, I'm aware. They do have lots of fun fall and Halloween colors. So a lot of the burnt orange, burnt red, weird little limey green, and then Halloween colors. So I'm just going to take these out while I work on them. And I just a live today. Just, I enjoy doing the lives. I love answering the questions. I am the type that I don't do well with this whole or not quarantine necessarily, but this whole try to stay at home and don't go anywhere thing. It's not made for me. I am not an introvert by any means. I was a very shy kid. Never talked to anyone. Very, very quiet. Just stayed to myself. My mom used to joke around how I was like a little adult and I raised her and she didn't raise me. I just kind of grew up as an adult and I was always very quiet and well-mannered. And then something happened. I hit like 20 and can't shut up. It's my curse. So I'm going live so I can talk while I make these, make the time pass. I already have, I'm trying to think. I have boxed up right now in sets of 30, but I am asking the rescue groups what their at least minimum monthly amount is that they adopt out. If they adopt out more than 30 in a month, I will make sure to give them at least a month's worth. If not, they get a little bonus just to see if they like them. If they end up liking these toys, I will send them many more. If you do want to donate to helping me be able to get cat toys out, I can definitely give you the information for that. I am not in this for making money, or I wouldn't be giving these away for free. But if you want to help make some other kitty cats happy, we can definitely work together. And I have a PayPal just for Cat Toy Lady. That way I know exactly what is getting donated and can make sure it goes to kitty cats. And let's see who we have. The Victorian Vampire. What kind of toys can you make if you have a lot of cardboard? Well, my cat's favorite that I have is a window box. All it takes is tape, like packing tape, and a nice sturdy box. I wouldn't do a really flimsy box. Even though I do show you how to reinforce it, I do have a video that walks you through. Basically, you open the side of the box up, but not all the way down. You leave a lip. And the way you reinforce it that I show, you can actually slam it shut in the window and it stays put. My 17.5-pound kitty is, I don't know why, but she still goes for the smaller of the boxes that she kind of looks like a muffin flopping out of. So it can hold a big kitty. Back when she was a kitten, it would hold her and the other cat. So I decided to make a larger one for one of the larger Amazon boxes. And she doesn't care for that. She likes that nice, snug, shove herself in and flop over the edge type box. So that's a good one. You can always do kind of peekaboo toy boxes where you can cut holes in the side of them where they have to dig in. You can hide treats in them to where they have to kind of do that raccoon paw thing to be able to get them out. So far, the only thing I have, I think, that I'd use just a straight box is that window box. Again, that goes on the inside of the house, not the outside. I have an outside catio, too, that attaches. So, trying to get organized here. Oh, I don't even know why I'm pulling these out yet. I don't need them. So that's what I like, is cats to be able to get sun. There is some lack of vitamin D that goes on in cats, surprisingly. You know, indoor only. So they love basking in the sun. It's very good for them. And I'm going to start trimming this up. And I'm just measuring this rope out to every, I lost the end of it, every 36 inches without tugging it. So I kind of just leave it loose. And that's how I measure it. I did try at one point wrapping it around a piece of cardboard to see if I could kind of use it as a guide, but the stuff doesn't stretch so evenly. So it's kind of hard to cheat when it comes to this. You just have to kind of measure and cut individually. I do this a lot sitting on the couch and just watch TV and trim. Yeah, I do go a little bit slower when I'm watching TV, but I mean, I'm sitting there watching TV. It's not a big deal. It gives me a little extra to do, and I know that I'm going to end up helping kitties in the long run, which is, you know, my thing. That whole vet tech in me. So I think I am going to try to come up with some more cardboard box uses. Since, you know, we all get Amazon boxes. Some of us a little bit more than others. But we all get it. So I really should come up with some more toys that way. This next week's toy is going to be super duper easy. Very, very easy. I think I might do it as a live because it's extremely easy. And it's something that I picked up at that store, Five Below. And I'm going to show you how to just take one of those $5 items and makes two of the toys. So it'll be a little surprise when you get to see what toy it makes. But I've made one in the past that I no longer have because my cats killed it after a while. So I know it works. And I think I get, out of each of these, I get, I think around 18 toys out of each loop of rope. 16 to 18 depending on how I stretch it. Because like I said, I try not to stretch it as a measuring, but a little stretchiness does happen sometimes. Where I give too much leeway and it has a lot of extra to give. And these little pieces, I save these for the other cat toys where I take the cellophane wrapping that you can do like the heat shrinking for gift baskets. I take the colored pieces of that and stick a little piece in here, put it together, give it a little tie right here, and it makes a little crinkle toy, which is also good for donations. I think they're 2 cents a piece to make. I mean, that's really nice for donations. And this is the one that can be turned into bracelets for like when I go to festivals and I'm trying to raise awareness for different rescue groups. This works great. It draws people over to the rescue group. And you have the fun challenge of teaching intoxicated people sometimes how to make the toy. It can be done. All right. Ooh, getting hot. Let's see. Like I said, I have my new table with drawers in it. And I have hidden items like hair clips. Okie dokie. So, I think I'll just start with one color at a time. Not make things too crazy. So, Victorian Vampire, I know you're in the chat room. How many kitties do you have? Alright, so for this, what I do is I just take a blob of glue and I run it all the way around. And this is a low temp glue gun. It's not the regular hot, so it's not going to leave blisters. I just stick this over where I just made that blob, about a little under an inch, and then roll it back and forth with my fingers. And again, I have detailed video on how to do this. I'm going to move my trash basket, and that's how it attaches. I am going to, in a few minutes, run a piece of ribbon around this too, but I just get to make this over and over. It does get your fingers a little gooey. I mean, it is something I do on the couch, but I have like a little Rubbermaid that I put the glue that gets stuck to my fingers in. So I try not to make too much of a mess on the couch. Don't do this in your bed. Learn the hard way. The sometimes you get these little nylon pieces that as you snip, just little pieces of it come off. They don't feel good to sleep on. Not whatsoever. So I have 106 here, so that is my goal of what I'm going to be making. There's another 100 to send out. I think I have 5 boxes set aside so far made that are being shipped to various rescue groups. I did help raise money for one last week. That is a kitten rescue. They have been battling. They took in a kitten that had distemper. And they have been just really trying to get everything to stay clean, because distemper unfortunately can live in the environment for years, which can be really dangerous for a kitten rescue. So not only do they have to worry about cleaning, but making sure everyone is up to date with their vaccines. And of course they do that, but when you're taking in young cats, you never know when the immunity is wearing off from the mother, the natural immunity from viruses, and when you give them vaccines. So you have to do several series. Usually in kittens, you do around 3 to 4, depending on the vet and what they like to do. Adults, at least 2, unless it's a rabies vaccine. But so she is just doing her best to make sure everything is sterilized anywhere that kitten could have been. And then she's had some tummy upsets going on because it is that time of year that there's a lot of grody stuff growing in the environment. Things like coccidia and giardia are very common in rescue groups at this time of year. Not that everyone knows what those are, but they're single-cell organisms that are protozoans that attack the GI system. So they both cause bloody diarrhea. It's just lovely. And I did, through my Instagram, my Facebook, and here on YouTube, I have put out posts asking that if you have a favorite rescue group and you want me to donate to them, just let me know the city and the name of the rescue, and I will contact them and see if they are interested in any of these toys. I do have many that I like around the country. Being that I've been in the cat toy industry in the past, I happen to know a lot of the rescue groups throughout the country because I was traveling around for years doing the cat con and snow cats, just different cat events all over. Gosh, I've been to Jersey and Chicago, California, Texas. There are events all over, except for my city. There are none in the southeast, by the way. We need a cat con or, convention of some sort somewhere in the south, not in Texas, south. Would be very nice for any of my friends that are listening that do those type of things. I was really disappointed for this year. I wanted to be doing one that's called Witchy Kitty, which is in Salem, Massachusetts, the city of witches. I was very sad that convention got canceled because I was going up there, and not to do any of my cat toy stuff, but just because the person that is putting it on, or was, hopefully next year they'll be able to do it again. She has some really cute, it's Notso, Notso Kitty. She has an Etsy shop with some of the cutest photo props you can get for your cat. There are bow ties and hats and crowns and glasses and just some adorable things. She even has kitty cat toys if you don't want to make them yourself. So I highly recommend Not So Kitty. And, oh, I needed ribbon. Okay, I lied. Not everything was in my drawer. But, so, oh, I see. If y'all don't know, I do this in my garage. My little studio here, and it can be a bit chaotic. So I'm going to grab my bin. See, I have a bin that I take upstairs when making things. That way I can take all this up and work on it on my couch. And let's see. So I have all my backup. And if any of you guys happen to know how to get in touch with Jonathan Van Ness, you know, Queer Eye, the adorable one that wears long hair, dresses, heels, I dare to say the most flamboyant of them, I made him toys. Oh, let me show you. Okay, so he has a cute little book out, Peanut Goes for Gold, about his little hamster. And wouldn't he need one of these toys that I'm making? I mean, and then I made a little Queer Eye pillow. These are catnip pillows. And then I made a purr-eyed catnip pillow. All catnip, no stuffing. But I can't figure out how to get in contact with him. I made the cutest stuff for him because I was trying to, if you can't tell, I'm going to be working on toys in the future that you can print yourself and sew up, which would be very fun to be able to give to people if they are cat lovers. You can send them their cat's face on it, or you, like as a Christmas card, your family's Christmas card printed on the catnip toy. I mean, super cute. Okay, so back to my ribbon. Oh, they run away. All right, let me get these two last pieces on sticks before they fall off the table again. But yes, I do have a little thing for, there are a couple celebrities that, like, I'm not making videos of how I'm doing the toys or anything, but there are kitty cat lovers that are celebrities that I could not help but make them some toys. So Jonathan Van Ness is one of them. Wendy Williams is another one, since she is a recent addition to the Cat Lady Club with her Chit Chat in My Way, if you ever watch her show. I may or may not have, let me show you. Since I took a picture of it, I made Wendy Williams and hopefully she likes it. If not, maybe she'll donate it. But I made her a cat scratcher that looks like her purple chair, and her cats can sit in it and they can scratch on it. And then I gave her a cat microphone that looks like her little blinged out one that is stuffed with catnip. Hopefully she likes it. And I don't just look like a crazy person, even though, no, hi. I'm well aware that I'm special. So, yeah, I've made stuff for 2 different celebrities. Can't find one of them of how to get things to him. Well, I guess maybe 3 if you count Kitten Lady. I made a litter box. Since she takes in so many handicapped cats, she had said that she was looking for a way to DIY a handicapped litter box. And I made that with her in mind. So yeah.
Received a weather alert from the Fox 5 Storm Center.
I should put my phone on mute, huh? I got a weather alert because apparently there's a whole bunch of hurricanes coming all at once. I'm in Georgia, by the way, near Atlanta. So, you know, we get the remnants of hurricanes all the time when they come through. So there we go. Okay, I'm back so I can see any comments. So, yeah, so last night discovered that another one of my favorite celebrities. I started stalking them on Instagram and realized that they're a big cat lover too. Um, she may or may not have been in Blossom or Big Bang Theory or Beaches. So I'm going to try to come up with some unique toys for her. Maybe since she's a neuroscientist, I'll do a brain or something. That'll be interesting to figure out. My husband says that I need to make a video of how I'm making these toys for celebrities, but I'm not trying to benefit off making them for them. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the next one I will. I can hear my daughter creak and open the door though. Fiona, you're allowed to come in as long as you're quiet. YouTube doesn't like little girls to be on their channels, so she is not allowed to show her face, and she knows it.
I did a sign at the bottom saying, "Can I come in?"
Oh, well, I can't see a sign stuck under the door. You can say hi, though.
Hi.
My little 9-year-old, she just turned 9 this week.
Not this week. Last week.
Well, it's only been a week. It was this week. It was Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
I was messy with this one. When I get going on these, the first one I always kind of make a mess. And then it gets a little better. There we go. And of course, if I actually had nails instead of nubs, scratching off the glue would be so much easier. But nubs. Alright, so that one's done. So yeah, I just take a little bit of ribbon and run some glue on it. And then I cover up the ugly. Nothing hard. And I think I worked out that these are, with the old price of the sticks, they were 12 cents a piece. And the sticks are just a couple dollars more per 100. So I'd probably say, you know, like 14 cents, 15 cents a piece to make. Very inexpensive, especially if you're going to be donating. The other toy that I make with the mesh is very inexpensive. The one I was talking about a few minutes ago, again, it's like 2 cents a piece. So, I'm looking at my daughter. She's been weird. Don't mind me for being silent.
There's a hole in my pajamas.
So I would love to know if anyone has any rescue groups that they are wanting to donate to, or wanting me to donate cat toys to. It doesn't have to be a cat specific. They just have to have cats at them that they that they adopt out. And I will donate to them. Oh, and in the continental U.S. I can't do export charges. That's just not going to happen. Maybe one day, if I can keep growing. I mean, last night I did hit, love hot glue strings, don't y'all? Last night I did hit 1,400 subscribers, which I am very pleased about. I never actually thought my channel would grow to 1,000. So, because, you know, it's very niche. It's not something that everyone is into, and it's not cute little cat videos. So I'm just tickled pink that there's 1,400 people that actually want to watch me make cat toys and teach them how to do it. And I'm just waiting for time to go by because I have so many ideas of toys that I can't release all the videos at once. That wouldn't be very fun to have everything out there and then not have any more ideas to be able to release. Stop talking, ma'am. She's about to get kicked out of here, especially since she's next to the camera. Daughters. She talks as much as her mother. She is not shy like I was at that age. Probably doesn't help that my husband also is a YouTuber.
He's doing live right now.
Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah, go harass his live. He does underwater or river scuba diving and finding the weird stuff that's in the rivers. And he has a big following on TikTok, like over 500,000, I think. So that's the live he's doing right now, is I think his TikTok. And he went diving this morning. It's been raining so much here, though, there's not much for him to do. Which leads to a very grumpy husband. But no one wants to talk in the chat today. Last time I went live, it was like 2 hours because I kept getting so many questions. Let's see if I can fix my chat. There we go. So does anyone have any questions? Cat toy related, cat related? Tell me how many kitties you have. Oh, so I should make the videos for the celebrities. That's what my husband said. Oh, and then save them for later. Yeah. Especially since that Wendy Williams scratcher took some effort. Trying to figure out how to get everything attached, because usually I don't put wood attached to my scratchers. It had the chair legs, like her purple chair, that I stained and sanded and put way too much detail into. I even gave her little tufts in the back. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I can't ever say her last name, but the oh God. See there, that's why I just hinted out her name. The girl that was Blossom. Now I feel stupid. Now I have to look it up. It's Mayim, but yeah, Mayim Bio, I think. I can't say it. But we know her as Blossom. Or if you're like me and obsessed with the movie Beaches when you were a kid, or have seen every single episode of Big Bang, because sadly I relate to Sheldon a bit too much. I like his awkwardness and Amy's awkwardness, even though I talk way more than they do. But in this case, it's a good thing I know how to talk a lot. If not, you'd be sitting in silence. But yes, so this is what I do on the weekends. I make cat toys and I make them for donation. And I have been, before the whole COVID thing, I was going to elementary schools and middle schools in the area, talking to different STEM clubs, and like one of the elementary schools in my county has a pet club. So I went and talked about making cat toys for their cats, showed them neat little images of x-rays of cats and dogs that had just eaten some weird things, like a dog that ate a robot cat whole, and talk to them about the weird things that I've seen come out of pets and why it's important that they play with the right toys, and that you're careful with your stuff around them. That way your pets, don't end up like the ones in the x-rays. And then we would make one of the simple cat toys out of the mesh and then I would put a label on them when we were done and donate them to the different rescue groups. And when these toys would go home with people, they would know what elementary school and grade made their toys for them. But now I can't do that. So I'm trying to figure out, because this year I was planning on doing the spider button toy, because I had been given a ton of buttons. Always looking for more large buttons, by the way. So I have a video of making spider. Oh, wait, I have one. Hold on. Making spiders. Let's see if. There we go. Making a spider out of a button and pipe cleaners. It can be just little buttons and big buttons. I think I'm going to do, hopefully, I'll do little packages of these little kits that each little kid gets, and then they get to, with me through like a Zoom meeting or something like that, learn to make these, and then I'll donate these to rescue groups. That was my plan for the year, so hopefully I can still do career days and things like that, and go talk to these different groups virtually. And if you know any rescue groups, I do work with rescue groups too. I can help with getting kits that have all the pieces, and then I teach people, again, through like a Zoom, how to make these toys, and any of the extra proceeds, since these don't cost very much, but it can be like a $5 fee to join the class. The extra $4.50 gets to go to the rescue group. Or if we do multiple toys, you can charge even more. So I can help with getting everything set up and all the supplies. And then you guys dish out the supplies. And when it's time, everyone from home can just make a virtual cat toy. Or not virtual, but a virtual cat toy class. And it's something that even if they're not able to attend at that time, they can re-watch and do again. So it's just a good fundraiser. Whew. My glue's getting a little warm. And again, I'm using the low temp glue. This one is a dual temperature. It can do hot or low temp. And I love the low temp. It doesn't leave blisters. I am the queen of frying my fingers on hot glue, so I try to never use it. I do use it on the cat scratchers when I'm gluing like the characters together, just because I have to use so much glue at one time, and I don't want it to cool off, because then it doesn't stay together. Like, if any of y'all tuned into the rescue group that I was helping raise money for last weekend, I put together one of my baby Yodas. And I had to use the hot glue, and I may have burned myself a couple times and kept a straight face while trying to do the presentation. Alright, so now that I've got all the ribbons attached, the fun part, you just go through every end and tie a knot and then fray it open. Just here. Okay, there. Just to make it interesting. So, yeah, this is what I do. You know, it gets a bit repetitive, but I learned the hard way. Don't cut all the pieces at once, because if you do the exact same task over and over, it gets really boring. So that's why I'm doing just one set of color at a time. That way I can kind of feel like I'm accomplishing something. And for anyone new joining us, you like my new table? Can you see it? It's on wheels. I can move it. It has drawers. I was walking out of Home Depot, and out of the corner of my eye, I spotted some tables that were already put together that they're trying to show how they looked. And I was like, oh my God, that's it. Because the table I was using had like two little leaves that came out. It was an old dining room table, like kitchen table, breakfast table. And it bowed down and then went back. It wasn't a flat surface to start with, and it wobbled, and I had it so ghetto where y'all couldn't see. So it's a short table. It only comes up to like my hip, the bottom of my hip. I'm 5'2". If I'm having to stoop over to use it, it's short. And so we had it up on a pallet with other stacks of wood underneath it to try to elevate it up, so it was at least a decent height, and wasn't breaking my back all the time. Because when it's too low, it makes it hard with the camera, and it's just a bit crazy. And it's really hard to show you how to lay it flat and put glue on it when mine won't lay flat because my table's rippled. I'm trying to pull off it looking normal. So, yes, now I have a nice flat table. I have my dollar store mats. They're table placemats that are plastic that I can actually cut on top of without scratching my wood, because I want to keep it looking pretty. And if you can kind of see here, it has a knob. I can raise it up and down, so I can make it any height I need. So when I start doing bigger stuff, I can drop the table height. I do have a project in mind that I'm going to be doing soon that, unfortunately, I'm trying to figure out what to do, because you're going to end up seeing my garage floor again, and it's a bit embarrassing. It's like paint that was painted when we bought the house, and we parked the cars in here. So there's like tire marks in the paint where it's peeled off, and it's going to be a messy project. So it's something that cannot be done on this table, and it's too big for the table. I'm going to be working, I'll kind of let you know, I'm going to be working on, if you've ever seen those ripple mats that cats can play in. I love them. I do suggest buying one, but if for some reason you can't afford one, or I had heard rumor at one point that the company may be going out of business. There are too many knockoffs. You know, now you won't have a problem with being able to get one that you like, and you'll be able to customize it to your kitty cat. So I'm going to show you all how to make them. Like I said, I have so many toys I want to show you how to make. I just have to pace myself, one, so I don't go broke. You know, I do use dollar store stuff, but some of my funner projects, bigger projects, I have to get stuff that's not at the dollar store. Even though, so I have to tell y'all about my first wheel that I made, that I used brooms and stuff like that. It had a central hinge. So many people try to tell me how it could be so much better if I use such and such product. But it's not something that you can get at the dollar store. In the very beginning of the video, I say, this is a challenge to see if I can stay only at the dollar store and be able to make a cat wheel. People apparently fast forwarded through the beginning. I don't know. Or the people that tell me that where the rotation part is in the middle, the central pivot point, that the bar and the spokes of it are going to end up decapitating a cat. They obviously didn't look closely at the picture, and they didn't listen to the part where I set the two different points of 8 inches apart. So if your cat somehow can get its head at the bar and at the spokes in that 8-inch gap and get decapitated, it'll be a miracle. It is foam board. So, you know, I'm not really seeing a decapitation with foam board so easily. But not everyone pays attention to the videos. They just want to be able to tear it apart. And that video taught me about, I know there are mean people on the internet, but goodness. And I'm aware I have a list. But I like to point out that one in that video too. Like, I've never heard that before. They're just jealous. I have a cute little lisp. I can't help it. Alright, let me set these to the side and get them out of the way. And on to the next one. Alright. So, Valeria, you have been talking to me. How many kitties do you have? I would like to know. I'm always interested to see if I'm one of the few crazy ones that has way too many cats. Well, I don't have way too many anymore now that my seniors have passed away. My 14-year-old babies. But among rescue groups, it's always funny that, you know, sometimes you can brag and be like, I only have 5 cats, or I only have 6. And that's like bragging in the rescue groups. Now I'm down to 3. But we know that my husband, with all his diving in weird places, it's just a matter of time till he comes across a cat. Or while I'm out helping friends. I'm not sure if y'all can hear that. That is my cats running above me like a crazy, crazy hyena or something. I just heard zoop, zoop right back out of the room. Yeah, cats don't care that you're doing a video, by the way. Don't mind that. I can still hear it. People say a lot of things about how sometimes my videos, yes, they're choppy because I try to get rid of any dead space of me breathing and talking and stuff like that, because we're on a time crunch here when I'm doing the videos. But I hope y'all can hear that. I have 2 kids and a husband who do not always understand that when I'm videotaping any walking that happens above me or opening the doors can be heard. Or, I love this one, my husband peeing and then flushing the toilet, that can be heard too on video. So I have to do a lot of editing and cut things out because no one understands videos. Or those times that I'm doing like the cat towers that take the entire day to build. You know, and if I weren't filming and having to explain every little thing that I'm doing, it wouldn't take that long. But doing this, you know, videos, it takes a little longer. And they forget that I'm doing the videos. And my husband will go and talk on the phone. There's a window behind me that you can't see. He'll go outside and talk to his friends on the phone, his dive buddies. You can hear the entire conversation. We have an old house. There's not any insulation really in the walls. And the stuff that's there is very sparse. So, you know, when people say stuff about my editing and it being a little choppy, doing the best I can. But you'll get what I'm trying to do with the video. You understand, cut here. I mean, oh, or that I just dropped it on my toes. There we go. And it being my garage, it's a bit warm in here at the moment. We have air conditioning, but garage doors only leads to so much insulation. I wonder what else I could make from these. Because I have I almost want to get my daughter to bring it. I have some of the extra pieces from making these all tied together to where it almost looks like a spider, and my cat carries it around. So who knows, maybe we'll do closer to Halloween a fun little spider again made out of this mesh tubing. Cats love it. They can bite into it. It doesn't rip when they bite into it because their teeth just go straight through the holes. Their claws can hold on to it. Even those babies that, I don't believe in declawing. But if they are declawed, they can still be able to play with this and it not hurt their paws. Okie dokie, so here we are again. So yeah, this is what I do. I just get on a repetitive thing over and over. Make a toy, set it to the side. Get the glue off my fingers, make a toy. Repeat. See? Not sure if y'all can see that. It just gets a little yucky. I have maybe got to lock these wheels on my new table. But most people aren't this excited about it. And of course, isn't this fun for you to watch me trying to figure out how to lock the wheels? And flip-flops. It won't lock. There we go. Okay. Now I can lean against the table and not have my belly moving it. Okie dokie. So, a lot of my friends' rescue groups are doing really well this year. But they are adopting out a ton of cats and able to save a whole lot of them from the shelters in the area. We have a couple shelters that don't let rescue groups come in and save the cats that are about to die, which is ridiculous to me. But we do have some shelters in the area that encourage them to come in and save the kitty cats, because they are kill shelters. So I'm glad that they're able to save so many right now. Making a mess. It is a very good thing that so many people while in quarantine are needing companionship from kitty cats. Because you're not going to get it from a human. For most of us. Unless you want my kids. I mean, I'll give you a 5 and a 9-year-old in a heartbeat right now. I am not made to homeschool. Teaching someone how to make a cat toy is one thing, because I'm talking to a camera. My 9-year-old talks back. And the funniest thing is my grandmother, who was 98 when she passed last year, taught my daughter how to talk back. She was a very well-behaved daughter until my grandmother moved in and taught her how to be a smartass. I used to joke around about how my grandmother had become my 3rd child, but one that liked to tell me how to do everything. We called her Little Bird. My brother, my older brother, when my parents got married, my mom was his stepmother. My grandparents let my brother choose their names. And he chose Little Bird for my grandmother because she had bright yellow hair. You know, the early 80s-ish dyed blonde that always came out that weird gold. And she was 4'11", and he loved Sesame Street, so he called her Little Bird. And when I had kids, she insisted that my kids call her Little Bird too. Even though I never called her Little Bird until she moved in with my whole family. We did our tea party. I would call her Grandmama. So I could be very proper about it. And that's what she preferred for me to call her. She wasn't a grandma. She was a grandmother. Always very proper. Until she moved in with me at 98 and decided to tell me everything. She always had an opinion. And And she was very proud of her daughter who designed cat toys. Granddaughter, not daughter. She treated me like a daughter though. So she was my little bird. I keep wondering if my thumbprint one day is ever going to not work on my phone after doing this. I mean, so far so good, but it's only a matter of time, I think, till I lose my thumbprint. Of course, I'll probably find a different toy to do after a little bit. I like to kind of mix it up and not donate the same toys over and over. But right now, because I can get the mesh so cheap, that's why I'm doing this one. Where am I? I think I'll do a little blue, a little purple. This blue ribbon, if you can see the difference. Like the purple has kind of stripes to it, and the blue is just solid. The purple's just a hair thicker, denser. So the blue, when I put it on, sometimes kind of like gets these melty wiggle lines. So I don't use it as much, but I do like to mix it up. You don't want the same thing on every single one of them. And these were at my Joann's store. Clearance, if you can see I'm a cheapskate, for $1.47. They were 70% off, or 60% off. So I highly recommend looking at the end caps at Joann's. But trying to find the thicker ribbon. No wire. You don't want wire for this. It does not help. By the way, I can make a heck of a Christmas bow with wire. My family actually sold wholesale Christmas. So I grew up in the Christmas business and learned to make bows that you can't untie. That was always the thing in our family get-togethers. If you had to use scissors to be able to take a bow off, then the bow was made right. If you could untie it, someone messed up. And we made fun of them. Yes, Fee Marie. You can come in. YouTube is very strict now on kids being in videos. You all can hear her, but you don't get to see her. I don't want to be penalized.
Like Daddy.
Oh.
Well, he wasn't penalized.
He was penalized through TikTok.
Yeah.
But not his YouTube. So, we will keep her out of the frame.
That it didn't happen to Mama.
But just picture me, skinny, at 9, blonde hair, not red, but a red shine to it. Do I need to fix your PJs? Do you have a hole in the side? Those zip-up onesies.
I had this since I was 7.
My kids live in them.
We changed doggies sleep on the couch.
So, no one wants to really talk today. Ew. I mean, granted, I'm talking enough for everyone. I'm good at that. Do y'all have any rescue groups that are your favorite? I can send them toys if you let me know who they are. I think when I get this last batch of the black done, I will call it an evening. I just wanted to do a quick little hello and talk to y'all while I was doing my stuff. I'm gonna Just showing a little girl in the background who's doing TikTok dances
What name?
of Fortnite. That makes so much more sense to me. But yeah, I'm running out of things to talk about. You know, that's kind of hard for me. Oh, wait. What? Ooh, what toys do you recommend for destructive kitty cats? I love tissue paper toys. My video that actually came out this week is like a pillow. I call them catnip raviolis. It's a little pocket of catnip, just like a little teaspoon of catnip, and a tissue paper that they get shred and killed, where they pull it apart. Tissue paper is non-toxic. Use Elmer's glue, that way it's non-toxic too, and they can shred it all. They're not going to want to try to swallow the thing whole, especially if you make it nice and large. I make them about a 3x4 is the way mine were, but 4x4 works too. And then paper toys. I have lunch bags that I use for showing how to make different type of paper toys. And like especially if you have a wand toy, I have some of my ring paper bag toys. You can put on a wand toy, or they can play with by themselves. It doesn't have to be on the wand, so it's a neat toy. And it has enough density to it where you can fling them too, kind of like a frisbee, and have your cat go fetch them, if you have a fetcher. My fat girl, well, she's not fat, she's just big boned. I joke and call her my Andre the Giant. She's 17 and a half pounds. And she's a little fluffy, but she's not very overweight. She's just a big girl. She loves to fetch. That's the one thing that will get her up and going. And those paper toys, they can be as destructive as they want to be, and it's safe for them. It's just paper. It'll go through. There's nothing that's going to get stuck for a long period of time and have to be removed, because paper will break down. Oh, you said kittens. Don't use catnip for kittens, by the way. They need to reach maturity of adultness for catnip to work. If you give it to them early on, it's not going to do anything. They might like the smell of it just because it smells nice, but you know, they'll find some interest in a new smell, but it's not going to give them that catnip buzz. Give just tissue paper, just sheets of tissue paper, wad it up, throw it on the living room floor. It sounds crazy, but the kittens will love it. You can hide toys in it. You can take wand toys and interact with them in it, and it just makes that crinkle that drives them crazy. They pounce in it, they roll in it, they can shred it. My big girl, the last cat tree that I made is this big 5-foot tall cat tree. It has a little cat house in it, and I filled the cat house with tissue paper. And I still, every single day, she'll do her crazy run around, and she'll dive inside, and you just see the tower like slightly shaking and waving because she is throwing herself back and forth inside. And then you hear the tissue paper ripping, and sometimes you actually see like where she spits it out. You can't see her from the angle that I sit at on the couch because it's straight on, but you just see tissue paper pieces get spit out. Just little shreds of it. So she likes tissue paper. It's good to give destructive cats something they can destroy instead of them just finding the things that they shouldn't. So give them the things that they're allowed to destroy. It's going to keep your other things a lot safer. Kittens, really anything can become a toy with them. They amuse themselves easily. And if you make yourself a toy box, don't give them everything at once. Just a few toys, a handful every couple days. I mean, depending on how you want to rotate it. Some people do weekly, where every week they pull out a new box. I recommend having at least 2 toy boxes that you can, or 2 rounds of toys that you can shuffle through. Or if you want to make it even more interesting, do 3. So have a box that's out and then 2 that are put away. And it's like a little kid, they find the toy that's been missing for a month, and it's like getting a brand new toy all over again. Kittens specifically, but really any cat, they work the same way as a toddler. For humans, you have that toy hidden just for a little bit, and it is the best thing in the world again when it comes back out. And anything that makes noise, like a crinkle, a rustle, paper toys are just really good for that, because it gets that kind of bird in the leaves sound, or that rustling of the, like, I have a ring toy that has little shreds of paper coming off of it. That toy, when it's going through the air, sounds like a bird taking off real quick. That big flutter sound. So, those are things that is an instinct to cats. They, no matter how domesticated they are, that sound still gets that instant eye dilation, and they just get ready to attack. And wand toys are always a really good thing to do with kittens. That way you can control how destructive they can be. But you don't want to play too long. Usual playtime should only be about 5 minutes. You don't want them to get too tired. But you want to spread it out through the day. So do 2 or 3 play sessions a day of just like 5 minutes. So getting cats to use the scratcher really is just finding the right type of scratcher. Every cat has their preference. I try to stay away from anything that is carpet that has the long fibers, kind of like usual house carpet, I guess you could say, where it has the fibers that stick up a 1/4 inch or so, 1/2 inch. If you're going to do a carpet, here I can actually show you. I have some lining my drawer right here. I like the carpet, like I get it from the dollar store easily. I've got everything sitting on it. Here, maybe I can do this one instead. I have paints in my top drawer. And the tools in the bottom drawer. This carpet, if you see from the dollar store, it has a nice ribbing to it, but none of the fibers that stick up. I don't like giving cats carpet that is similar to what I have in my own house, because it teaches them that that's okay to scratch. So giving them a little bit different texture is a good idea. Really, cardboard is just a good bet for most cats, just because paper holds smell, they can scent it. A lot of the reason that cats will scratch is to be able to leave their scent. They have scent pads or scent glands in their pads, their cheeks, and then they leave scent behind through pee and poo, and like anal glands. So giving them the right way to leave those scents behind is the best thing you can do. So cardboard is probably the first go-to. You want a cardboard scratcher that is straight up and down or at an angle, and then you want a flat one. Some kitties, like my big girl, she loves to do kitty yoga, where she does a tall stretch to be able to scratch. So you want something that's taller than them that they can fully extend. And sometimes it takes having an angle, especially when you have a big girl like mine. So you want something that they can do the kitty yoga, and then a lot of cats like to stand on a scratcher to be able to leave their scent behind. So things like speed bumps. Ooh, I have my speed bump over here. This is what I mean by speed bump, where it has a hump to it. It kind of mimics standing on a log to be able to scratch. I'm sure if you see this one up close, you can see all the scratches that are on it. But any type of speed bump cat scratcher, which I do have to say will be next weekend's video, is another type of speed bump. You can find these in cardboard too. They are $25-ish versus $4. I do have a video out for this one too. But just anything that they can stand on to scratch on, cats really like. So if you want to go all just flat cardboard is fine, the flat cardboard scratchers, or a speed bump. But yeah, start with the cardboard cat scratchers if you are trying to encourage scratching. Do be careful, some of the cardboard scratchers, they seem heavier duty, I guess you could say. You know, they're really stout cardboard, but I've seen some cats that are getting their pads sliced, like paper cuts, from it being too tough. So some of the softer cardboards are a better idea. If you can run your hand across it in any direction and it doesn't hurt your fingers, that means it's good for your cats. I guess kind of like toys that they chew on, people are thinking tougher is better. It's not always. Foam is another good thing that cats love to scratch on. I'm trying to I have so many out. If you look at my video for the 5 foot tall cat scratcher, I put a whole lot of different scratchers on there. There's felt scratchers, which is, I'd say, probably my cat's second favorite thing to scratch on. Is just using felt, which you can, at the craft store, it comes in the big rolls, the reams of it. So you can get as long or as little as you need. Or you can buy the individual rectangles of it and glue it down to like a piece of foam board. I keep saying that I'm going to do a video of nothing but cat scratchers, like all the different textures. It's like I come up with a better idea that I want to do instead that week. And then I did that 5 foot tall cat scratcher, and I used up my supply of things that I bought, because that video that week was supposed to be all the different things you can make cat scratchers out of. And I used most of those on, but not all, on that cat tower. So yeah, felt, fleece. But if you're going to do fleece, you want to do like a batting behind it to give some oomph to it. Believe it or not, it's something that doesn't, if you're going to use a fabric material that cats like to scratch on, you don't want anything that when they put their claws in it and pull back, that's going to leave strings. That's one thing you want to avoid. So that's why the fleece and the felt are 2 really good things. Pleather makes a really good scratcher. I mean, think cats love couches. I mean, I can show you my pile of stuff for it. Man, I just made all the ones that I had just put to the side. I just knocked all but 2 off of the shelf. But I do have pleather here. This I bought 1.5 yards. And of course it opens up to, you know, twice as wide. It cost me $6.75 for 1.5 yards of pleather. It's cheap, believe it or not. Especially, I didn't buy the stuff that's made for in the house for like couches. I bought the stuff that's made for clothing. So there's a difference. Can 2 cats share a scratcher? Yes. There can be scratching wars, I guess you could say, where they try to find more and more spots. So you kind of want to, if you know one cat really likes cardboard and the other one really likes foam, put them side by side. That way they can both have what they want. Oh, it's upstairs. I did the A-frame fold-up cat scratcher that had pads that you can change out of it. So one side can be, I did cork on one side, which cork is that was a big hit too. Cork and the cardboard scratchers. But you can change them out. So having it on the same unit is really good. And the fact that I used bare wood for that one is really nice, because bare wood really holds scent well, and they can mark their cheeks on the scratcher too. And it had kitty cat hammocks in it. But like, if you can see, this is thick. This is thick foam. It only comes in these little sheets though, which kind of stinks, but you can put 2 or 3 of these together on a piece of foam board or cardboard and glue it down, and makes a cat scratcher that they can stand on and scratch on, or you can prop it up somewhere. This is the thinner, softer foam, but it comes in bigger sheets. Cats like to scratch on that too. And here's the fleece that comes in just the rectangle. I do like these stiffer. It kind of feels like there's glue to it. You know, see, stiff. The stiffer fleece, just because it holds up a little bit better. Let's see. The biggest thing about cats sharing is you want to make sure that you have more than one litter box. Typical rule of thumb is however many cats you have, add 1 extra litter box, just in case there's any territory issues. Usually that solves the problem more than having multiple scratchers, even though anywhere that you think that they're going to want to scent, like near a front door, a couch, entry to a room, any of those places, you can always put a cat scratcher. Having one near your couch may stop them from destroying your couch. Or you can be like me, and that rug that I showed you, the carpet from the dollar store, I actually made a covering for my armrest and all the way down to the floor, and that wraps around the back of the couch out of the dollar store material, and my cat can scratch all they want, and it's not killing my couch, because you can't get them to stop if they really want to claw somewhere. So worry about a litter box in multiple places versus the cat scratchers so much, even though I do encourage multiple cat scratchers. But if you're going to have behavioral issues from them wanting to leave scent, it usually comes more to the litter box, and territory issues with the litter box. Covered litter boxes are not a good idea. Everyone wants a covered litter box, but in the veterinary world, we know that that's not necessarily a good thing. It leads to a lot of behavioral issues, especially since there's only one way in, one way out, and that's when cats like to team up and bully other cats, is on the way out of the litter box. So it makes them not want to go to the litter box if they're going to get attacked on the way out. Again, that's why multiple litter boxes, that way cats can have their litter box, I guess you could say. It's weird. Bible Vlog says, it's weird I have 2 cats and they share everything other than toys. And a house. Sometimes behavioral issues really is something for the vet. I recommend chirrups and chatter. It's like CHIRRUPS and chatter. She's a cat behavioralist. She has a lot of great information that you can look up, like pamphlets she's written up of how to be able to solve some issues. But she does do virtual behavioral consults too, so she can help anyone in the country. She's like a Jackson Galaxy, but without the TV show, even though she should have one. But she's a registered vet tech like me. She has just some killer knowledge. I wish I knew as much as she did about behavioral stuff. She's certified feline behaviorist, so definitely look her up. Maybe in the bottom of the video I will link her if I remember to. So she can help with a lot of the litter box issues, the scratcher issues, and like where to place them. A lot of cats don't like to share toys. It's kind of like that's my kill, and they don't want to share their kill. So when you make these toys, you can make duplicates. I teach you how to make really cheap toys, so you can make lots of them. Again, with my new price on the wood sticks, I think it's 14 cents to be able to make one of these. So not hard or not expensive. This was $4. So let me see here. And if you're trying to introduce kittens to scratchers, just it seems to me it seems obvious, but not to everyone. There's nothing wrong with taking their paws. Don't try to pull their claws out, but just rub their paws on the area that they're allowed to leave their scent on, because it's still leaving their scent behind, showing them that they can put scent on there. And most cats do just kind of naturally figure out scratchers, especially if you have one on the floor and one either at an angle or straight up and down that they can scratch on. And again, having one that they can really stretch out on and do that vertical kitty yoga is a good idea. Kittens, they love to climb, so having safe toys for them to climb is a good idea too, instead of them trying to find places around the house to climb, because they do that. So I think I'm gonna finish up these toys real quick and tie my knots. Y'all have any rescue groups that you want me to contact about being able to send them some toys? I'm always looking for new ones. I did contact a bunch of them this weekend, basically through Facebook, Instagram, or on here on YouTube. If it was suggested that I need to contact them, I did. I contacted a lot this weekend, trying to see if they would be interested in any of these toys. I don't want to just send them and have them not want them. I did send one to some of the, an email to some of the people that I semi-stalk on Instagram. I've met them at a few different cat events, especially the one that was in Chicago in their hometown, Catcade, which is a cool rescue group. It's kind of like the cat coffee houses that are all around, but it's a video game arcade, like kind of old school, that has kitty cats, and they rescue and adopt out a ton of cats. They are just knocking them out left and right, getting them all their veterinary care, taking really good care of them, getting them adopted fairly quickly. So, and even with these hard times, since, you know, they can't really open, they can't have a full staff because there's, you know, occupancy limits, and having all their volunteers in to help take care of the cats that would live there has been a challenge. So yeah, look up Catcade if you're ever looking for a rescue group to donate to. I also love Purr Nation. If you're looking for rescue groups to be able to help out. Basically, every city has a rescue group, or an area has a rescue group, or 20. My area has quite a bit, and unfortunately they're needed. Down here in the south, they talk about kitten season. It really doesn't stop around here. It just becomes even more intense in the spring and summertime. But because it stays so warm, kitty cats being induced ovulators, they just keep popping them out, even in the winter. So there's a group that I've worked with in the past that actually comes from New York and Maine, and really just all around the north. They come and get pets from shelters down here and take them all the way up north because their shelters aren't overpopulated, and they are in need of pets to adopt out, unlike here where we can't get them adopted out in time, and we still have a lot of kill shelters, which shouldn't exist in the first place. Let's see. All right, well, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I thank you for watching if you joined today. I appreciate it. Hopefully, just I help kill a little bit of time on your Sunday afternoon. And my saying is, now go make your cat some toys, and I really mean it. Make cat toys to donate. Make lots of toys for your own cat. Even if you can only donate 2 or 3 toys, it still is enough. A little goes a long way. So, thank you for joining me, and I will talk to you all soon. You'll see my videos on the weekend. It doesn't want to end. It figures, huh? It won't hang up.